Hello, everybody. Peace. I want everyone to have peace. We certainly don't have peace right now. What the hell? I'm on my way out to Studio City. So we got a minute. And there are a lot of things I'd rather be talking about, but I do need to take a moment to reflect on the violence this week. It's astonishing to me. Not just the act of the assassination, but the frequency at which it happens, how quickly between violence and discovery of the suspect, how quickly we hear people say, well, the Dems just want to go to war with the Republicans. Time and again, the people who are embracing violence turn out to be not Democrats. Democrats, I would not say, is the party of the Second Amendment. And if you want your Second Amendment rights, you got to have your Second Amendment risks. Hand in hand, these things go hand in hand. I mean, even as far back as His Girl Friday, one of the arguments that they put forth is the guy who's in prison that they're trying to spring, that he'd heard a speaker talking about production for use. And so this firearm that he used, he only used as a result of this speech, production for use. Why are you making a gun if you don't plan to use it? So that's a whole rigmarole. There's a lot that has been said about guns. There's a lot that will be said about guns. There will be a lot of thoughts and prayers, and there will be very little action. And that's the truth. That's the truth. It's reprehensible that this man, who I feel was an inciter of hatred, I don't care. Nobody should be shot and killed. It's just not right. Murder is wrong. I'm not going to identify as a Christian, but I will say I think that's one of the things in the Bible. Thou shalt not kill. Hello? For a Christian nation, we really kind of suck at that one. We really do suck at that one. And we need to get it together. I cannot get away from this driving conversation of us versus them. Our country is about to be 250 years old, and its founding words were, "We the people." We. Where's the we in all of this? We look for factions. We look for ways to be siloed into these discrete little categories. And my encouragement to you, my challenge to you, is defy the silos. Defy the definitions. Be somebody who is thinking through these things and making your own conclusions, and not taking the prepackaged, prescribed life uniform Don't just pull the knob and accept the package that comes shooting out of the machine. Select, choose, curate, make up your own mind. But please, don't make up your mind to shoot anybody. And understand it. I understand the suspect has been apprehended and that he was turned in by family members. And to me, that takes great courage. It's admirable. It's what I want to see. I want to see people stand up for what's right. And that was the right thing, to turn him in. Can you imagine? Your 22-year-old son. Yikes. Yikes. That's tough. That's a tough one. And hats off to his father and I guess his pastor. And I don't know if they're one and the same or if they're two different people. But I think it takes courage, especially in this environment. And no way in hell was the FBI going to do this. This took citizens to do, because they dismantled the FBI. The FBI, when it was fully funded, was a shambles over how they handled the Butler shooting. First, how it happened, or if that was the Secret Service. It did not, the planning was not good. And I believe the shooter in the Charlie Kirk case probably studied the flaws of Butler and figured some stuff out. That's what I think. And was encouraged, really, because if that's what the best could do when they were fully funded and fully equipped, and now they've been, stripped down, to 75% of what they used to be. Whew! Boy, if there were holes in the wall before. Crazy. It's crazy. We talk about left wing, we talk about left wing, right wing. What are these wings attached to? These wings are attached to one body, and we don't respect that. And we've gotten very far away from respecting that. You got that goofy fool over on Fox. The Dems want war. The Dems don't want war. The Dems do not want war. The Dems are surprised and shocked and a little titillated by the rudeness, the social rudeness of Gavin Newsom mocking Trump. Which I'm very glad he's doing it. It's a fight fire with fire situation, and it is what has to happen. It's the only tool that seems to be working to kind of quiet things down and make things more starkly apparent. When people don't hear voices, they believe the one voice that they do hear, and they're hammering over and over again that the Dems want violence, where we can go action by action by action and identify a conservative white male behind all these recent experiences. And you get these people sitting there saying time and again it's the Dems who are shooting people. Show me the spreadsheet, babe. Show me the data, because that's not what I'm seeing. I need to see what data you're coming from. Facts. Feelings are not facts. I've said it before. And you cannot fake facts. Facts are facts. Numbers are numbers. Numbers don't lie. People lie. And I will tell you that as a bookkeeper, I see it over and over and over again. You could tell a lot about a person by where they put their money. Money tells a story. Dollars tell a story. Numbers tell a story. Humans tell lies. You can make any statistic sound reasonable to support your argument. But is that statistic based in fact, or are you just shouting out percentages? No. You remember when we were in school and the teacher would push, show your work. We have to show your work. Show your work. Yep, put your name on your paper and show your work. Because I'm not seeing it, Jesse Walters. Jesse, blow it out your butt. Show your work. Do the math. You're just a talking head. I don't believe that you do your own research at all. I just think you say what you want to say. You're an actor, not a reporter. That's what I think. And when I look in particular at the case of Charlie Kirk, I think about Star Wars. Hear me out. In Star Wars, they talk about the Force. There's a light side and a dark side. And I will say there's two ways to shut somebody up. And one is by shooting them, killing them, unaliving them, right? Two is out debating them, dismantling their arguments. And a few weeks ago, I don't know what the hell this show is called. There's a show on YouTube where a bunch of people sit in a circle and some guest sits at a table in the middle, and then one by one they each get a turn to debate this person. And often it looks like it's atheists taking on Christians. And then sometimes it's conservatives taking on liberals. There's something about it that's a little unsettling. It does feel a little cannibalistic. But I watched this atheist take on Charlie Kirk and use Charlie Kirk's own statements and belief systems to dismantle his homophobia to the end, where they get to the end, and there's every argument that Kirk had used in the past to demonize or otherize gay people or trans people was completely taken apart. And in the end, Charlie Kirk is defeated. And he says, I just believe what I believe. It doesn't feel good to me. The thing is, that would be the light side of the Force, right? It requires intellectual rigor. It requires emotional courage. It requires patience. It requires intellect. It requires study and focus, and it requires that you treat your opponent with respect. To just pew pew, that's the dark side. And Yoda says it's not more powerful, it's just easier. Yeah, that's the easier way to shut someone up. There will be greater consequences, and nobody gets the opportunity to learn. Nobody gets the opportunity to grow or change. It's bad. It's not, so that's why it's dark. Charlie Kirk could be shut up with the patience of intellectual rigor. And what I see, and I've seen it for the last 24 hours, is that there's this bullhorn, this itchy trigger of impatient outrage that is uninformed, undisciplined, wild, and completely wrong. That's what I see. And, I haven't talked to my mother. I don't know if I want to have this conversation, because I know it's going to come back to what's wrong with our young men these days. There are plenty of young men who are not shooting up churches and schools and political figures. There are plenty of them. In fact, far more than not. It just seems to me that we've traded off. In the 70s and 80s, we had serial killers, which were predominantly white men who hunted in secret and did it for weird pleasure. And now we roll over to modern day, and the serial killers, have they really disappeared? I saw this guy, and I kind of agree with him. The rate of solving these and capturing these since the 80s and 90s has dropped by 50%. So have we gotten better at identifying this pathology? Or has the pathology shifted? Or have they empowered themselves with the tools of the computer age and become better at hunting and hiding their tracks? Is this phenomenon, which I would start with Columbine. I think there was a shooting before this, but Columbine seems to be like the big thunderbolt. So starting in the 90s, moving to now, the murder sprees have changed. They're loud, they're public, they're terrifying. I mean, it's always been terrifying, but being present and seeing somebody slain is probably not bueno. Probably not a really exciting life experience. Not something you're going to write home about. So the people who witness this violence are injured psychologically and emotionally. So it's more than just the one person gets killed. And there's this thing burbling away in our society where we allow this behavior to fester. just my thoughts. I have zero solutions. Zero solutions. I do wish that anybody who rushes to say, things like, this is a tranny Democrat killer. We don't even know if he was working alone. Was he a lone gunman? There's somebody who was all twitchy. It looked like he was giving baseball signals. So everyone's like, were there Russian agents? What's happening? Listen. It's so easy to speculate. It's so easy to make a conglomeration of fear and conspiracy and anger and frustration. I think mostly the conversation reflects an overall powerlessness that people feel, that there's got to be somebody to blame so we can lock them up and fix everything. And I don't see that really happening. And then when you get the Speaker of the House saying that Trump was a confidential informant for the FBI, and that's why he's in the Epstein files, I'll tell you, if he ratted out Epstein to the FBI, who else did he rat out? Because our society values money over people. And what they arrested Epstein for, what they were going to try him for, were sex crimes against young women and girls, underage girls. There's no money there. Disgraced financier. No, they weren't taking him down for financial crimes. They took Al Capone down for financial crimes. They didn't take this guy down for that. So if there was one person he ratted out, I'm willing to say, I'm guessing he ratted out more than one person. And if he would do this to his best friend, that's why he's struggling to keep these quiet. It's not about Epstein. It's about all the other people who profited and made big moves. That's what it's about. And that's who's in charge right now. So you're expecting honesty and justice? Nope. We don't have Batman in office. We have the Joker in office. An agent of chaos who's deeply wounded and exercising those wounds all over our country and across the globe. And I think he owns some responsibility, more than a little bit, in this assassination. We are not living a better life with this president. Charlie Kirk is not living a better life with this president. And it wasn't this president's administration that captured the suspect. It was a preacher, and it was a dad. I wish I had something more cheerful to talk about. But I just couldn't ignore this moment. It's not we the people. It's not who we are. And we really need, as a collective, to do better. And I think if the only thing you can do, one small thing, can you check on a neighbor? Can you call an old friend? Because I think we're all struggling a little bit. I know I am. I voted for the girl. Would it be any different under her eye? I think so. They would have a fully staffed FBI office in Salt Lake City. I know that. Yeah. Be kind to your neighbors. Hold your friends and family close. If I can ask you to do one thing, just check on someone. And if you're sick of humanity, check on an animal. You know, does a dog at the shelter need to be walked? Do some cats or kittens need a foster home for a weekend? Just do one thing that you know brings hope and light into the world. It doesn't even have to be directly related to politics. It doesn't have to be directly related to religion or wings, right, left, or otherwise. You know, does the old lady down the street need somebody to weed whack her yard or take in her trash cans? Just do one nice thing. Just call somebody you know who is struggling. Go to the movies with somebody. Have some positive social interaction. Because when we take care of each other in small ways, we wind up taking care of each other as a collective. And the small things add up very quickly. Thank you for being here. I love talking to you guys. I hope that you walk into this weekend with a little more hope and a little more courage than how it started. And thank you for letting me share my thoughts. I believe in we the people. I believe in us. And we will get over this fever dream of 24/7 yammering news. We will get over it when we realize what a insidious, infectious ad selling machine it is. It's not here to make your life better. It's here to find out if you calf. That's what it's here to do. It's here to sell you erectile dysfunction medicine or blankets that are hoodies, commemorative plates. It's not here to keep you informed. It's here to keep you afraid. Don't let them do that to you. That's the them. We are we. We are us. We are the people. We are the people. And anybody who tries to tell you that we are not we the people, they are them. They are the they. They are the them. Don't let them separate us. You don't have to agree with me politically. I don't have to agree with you politically. But I can have joy at your softball victory. I can celebrate that you're cancer free. I can be excited that your daughter's getting married. There's so many beautiful things to celebrate in this life. Oh, we've taken our eye off the ball, and they let us turn into us versus them. Let's wake up. We are we. We are the people. And we're going to have a beautiful weekend. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.